Yatin, let me start with you. Arvind Kejriwal says there was a crime. Can you tell us what was the crime? He says there was a crime committed by a minister and he was caught on a CD committing a crime. We immediately expelled him from the cabinet. What he failed to answer is what the crime committed was. What is the crime?
No, what he wanted to convey is that there is an allegation of crime, and till he comes out clearly, I am sacking him. Which no party does it, which no state government until now has done it. They work overtime to protect their persons who have done wrong. Here is one leader who has come out and said...
No, but there is a sex tape which is found, but if it is a case of two consenting adults...
Prima facie, I expel him.
No, if it is a case of two consenting adults being found in a compromising position, what is the crime?
Look, I tell you, Arnab, it's crime in the sense
what
not crime under IPC or crime under some statute. It's a moral crime, that's what he wants to convey.
Moral crime, okay.
A leader has to be above board. Yes, a leader has to be above board. He has to lead from the front.
Right.
And if he fails in that, it's a crime, not crime as
GBL,
prescribed under
the debate is open.
Criminal terminology or any other thing. But crime with the people that he doesn't live up to their expectation.
Okay. And if GVL is reopening the debate. Go on, GVL.
These funny claims of Kejriwal have no takers. I think when he is left with no option, when the embarrassment becomes public, when he is caught with his pants down, he takes action and he claims when he has no choice. Where was the action from Arvind Kejriwal when a women activist who committed suicide only a few weeks ago, she went to Kejriwal, petitioned him...
Bhai Baldeep, just wait a minute. Bhai Baldeep.
Party leaders are harassing me. Why did he not take action? Instead, he told that lady activist, sort it out among yourselves. So is that morality? She was eventually forced to consume poison and kill herself. Where was the morality when allegations against Mr.
Narsimha,
he was given a clean certificate by Arvind
Mr. Narsimha, just
said,
go 3 years back. Just go back 3 years.
His certificates
on the floor of Gujarat Legislative Assembly, a temple of democracy. Your 2 ministers were caught watching obscene CDs.
He has cheated me.
What have you done first? Tell me.
Caught with his pants down, both figuratively and literally in
Arnab asked him that on a temple of democracy, august body which exhibits the supreme wish of the people, your 2 ministers were caught on the floor watching obscene CDs. And what action did you take? Don't talk of moralities. You have no right to talk of moralities. In the temple of democracy, Mr. Narsimha, in the temple of democracy, your 2 ministers were caught watching obscene CDs, and they are even today ministers in your Gujarat.
People of Delhi understand. He has no time for governance in Delhi, no water in Delhi, no roads in Delhi, no drainage in Delhi. And Arvind Kejriwal has only time for public stunts. He has only time for politics. He has no time for governance or no interest in governance.
The question is...
Arnab, are we discussing on this CD scam?
Yeah, we are talking about
are we discussing this CD scam?
Yeah, we're
or
talking
are we expanding the debate? Please tell me.
Yeah, 1 second. Gentlemen, 1 minute.
Please tell me. Are we discussing Bijli and Pani? Or are we concentrating and focusing on a subject?
Bhai Baldeep, in the context of this controversy, there are 2 narratives.
We are exposing you. You have no time except for these misdeeds.
Okay, now in
all your party cadres, what action was taken
Monika Arora, 1 second, GVL.
I think his wife had filed cases against him.
GVL.
The whole country has seen.
Mr. Yatin,
why was no action taken?
Monika Arora is taking on Yatin. Monika Arora, please.
Arvind Kejriwal today said that AAP is the only hope for the country. Now, Arvind Kejriwal is known to have opinion polls on everything. If you see 50% of ministers sacked on economic corruption, on moral corruption. Thereafter, this person says, I resign on moral grounds. In fact, they are immoral grounds. So will you also hold an opinion poll on legitimacy of Aam Aadmi Party government this time? Because you have set this trend of sting operations on one side and having opinion polls on the other side. If today you say you are the only hope left with 50% of ministers sacked, will you hold an opinion poll on legitimacy of Aam Aadmi Party government today also?
No, Yatin Oza, now there are very serious questions being...
He has sacked to set a right. You don't stand on a
high horse.
And you are protecting.
You don't sit on a high horse.
You have given tickets in Gujarat to people having 40 cases, including extortion 307.
Yatin Oza, listen to my question. Listen to my question, Yatin Oza. Listen to my question. And don't try to run away from my question. Please remain focused. The question is as much to the man caught in the sex CD as it is to Arvind Kejriwal. Because Arvind Kejriwal says, I immediately acted when this CD was brought before me. He therefore begins by saying there was a crime, there was a betrayal, that is his own assumption. People of Delhi, people of this country, do they or do they not have a right to know whether Arvind Kejriwal is lying or speaking the truth, or whether he sat on a tape for 15 or 20 days? In a case where there could have been a criminal offence as per his own words. There are 48,79,127 electorate in Delhi who vested faith in Arvind Kejriwal. Do they or do they not have a right to seek proof from Kejriwal? When he says, I sacked the minister half an hour after receiving the tape, when there is an on-record counter-narrative which claims that he sat on it for 15-20 days. If that is true, if he sat on it for 15-20 days, then Kejriwal is responsible today. Kejriwal must answer on why he sat on the tape for 15-20 days and only acted when he thought it would come in the media, Mr. Oza. You must understand.
Mr. Kejriwal is at all not responsible. He is at all not responsible.
No, you are wrong.
He has acted very promptly.
15
at
days
the same
back.
time.
Sorry.
At the same time, it was his duty not to act unilaterally. Judiciously he acted, and moment he came to know, he has sacked.
That's
he has
exactly
not sat over even for a minute to take a decision. Unlike several state governments, there are several people having
Bhai Baldeep,
horrible criminal track record.
No, Bhai Baldeep on the right.
Ministers.
Bhai Baldeep, Monika Arora, Bhai Baldeep is opening his innings.
And the entire party knows.
I get Bhai Baldeep in. Monika wants it. Bhai Baldeep, and then I'll come to you, Mr. Hegde. Mr. Hegde and Sumanth Raman after Bhai Baldeep.
Good evening to everybody from me.
Bhai Baldeep.
As has been proven with the case of Punjab, convener Sucha Singh Chotepur, the first question is whether this video has been produced by the Aam Aadmi Party or by one of its overzealous and overambitious sycophant. Secondly, if Arvind says, according to Arvind, this is a crime and a betrayal of the party and the party's principles, why has only been removed or sacked as cabinet minister? If this is a crime, then why not expel him from the party altogether?
Answer that, Mr.
Thirdly, is the party wanting to reverse play the Dalit card for some reason which we don't understand right now? And to see this is a very soft dismissal. Look at the case of two of Punjab's extraordinary community elders, Dharamveer Gandhi and Harinder Singh Khalsa, both member of parliament. What was their crime? They were simply suspended from the party. What were the preposterous allegations against me that I remain suspended for a year and a half? Do they want us to go and beg? What is this happening? It's not even double standard, it's multiple standards, which only Arvind can explain. If he is double playing the country, on one hand playing the big brother to Sandeep Kumar and the Dalit card, and trying to be a morality hero in front of the nation. These are some of the questions I'm grappling since the story is
Sumanth Raman, the serious question, I don't even know, Sumanth, whether he was resigned or whether he was sacked. Mr. Khara of the Aam Aadmi Party, Virendra Khara,
Well,
welcome.
according to the party's official release, he's been removed.
No, but 24...
Sandeep's account is that he has resigned, and that is his account. Nobody else has, nobody else has, underscored it.
If we take Mr. Kejriwal at his face value, that he actually sacked the minister within 30 minutes of receiving the video, the CD, that will be extremely worrying, because for a chief minister, he will have to apply his mind. At least he's got to have time to ensure that this video is not a mocked or a fake CD. And you can't do that in half an hour. So I think this is just drama. I mean, this is just posturing that he's trying to take the high moral ground. And exactly as one of the other panelists said, if he was so concerned about moral turpitude, is it okay to have moral turpitude in the party but not in the government? I mean, I don't know how we make that kind of a distinction. Thirdly, what is the crime is really clear. I mean, now there's a report that this CD might be 6 or 7 years old. Now, if it is 6 or 7 years old and predates this minister's marriage or whatever, then I mean, there's even less of a crime than even the so-called moral turpitude that you can make it out now. So this whole thing seems to be just posturing. I mean, first of all, sacking somebody within half an hour of getting a CD is scary. I mean, quite frankly, it means that he has not applied his mind. He should have applied his mind.
No, it could be possible. No, it could be possible. No, Sumanth, listen. Obviously, something happened yesterday, and this man called Arvind Kejriwal totally panicked. He freaked out yesterday when he got to know that this CD is being put on air. The information we have, and I don't think that Mr. Khara or Yatin should overreact. The information we have is that Arvind Kejriwal knew about this CD 15-20 days back. And typical of Arvind Kejriwal, he did absolutely nothing. Now when he realized that the matter has gone to the media,
shoot first and ask later.
he then realizes he can't cover it up. So in other words, Arvind Kejriwal was trying to cover up the whole thing for 15-20 days. 1 minute.
He's not given any explanation for why he delayed.
I'm sorry.
He's not given any explanation.
Listen to me.
Did he carry out an inquiry?
Listen to me. When does a person react like
Judgment has
this?
been given that a crime has been committed. Betrayal has been done.
When does
no
a
forensic analysis, nothing.
Mr. Khara,
Shoot first and ask later.
Examine the tape. Which agency certified the tape to be genuine?
No, you see, Mr. Kejriwal.
How do you know that the CD is a current CD?
No, one second.
That's the first question.
First
How do you know it's
Exactly.
a
How do you know first and the PSC sets later?
Do you know that this is a CD of the time that he is a government servant in office?
Okay. Now
because if you see those photographs,
yes,
it looks like some hostel room CD of a bygone era.
Okay. Now the question is therefore.
The point is this.
The question is the person who has judged it.
I don't support
Sanjay Hegde.
support Kejriwal.
Sanjay Hegde, 1 minute. Listen. Sanjay, listen. All this can be understood. Bhai, Baldeep, one second. All this can be understood if when this CD is brought before Arvind Kejriwal by the complainant, okay, and the complainant is a person called Jai Kishan, and who says that 15 days back 2 people showed this CD to Arvind Kejriwal. When Arvind Kejriwal did not act, then it was sent to some agency, etc., etc. So anecdotal information is that Kejriwal knew about it for 15 days. Point 1, let's put the evidence. Then point 2, Kejriwal did nothing for 15 days. Point 3, it came out in the media yesterday. Point 4, within 1 or 2 minutes of coming out in the media, Kejriwal goes into absolute panic and puts out a tweet. Now, you are making a good point that what if it is an old CD? These are questions, Mr. Hegde, that Arvind Kejriwal should have applied his mind and acted. In a normal situation, allow me, Sanjay, to complete my point. In a normal situation, when you have no sense of guilt, no panic, and you don't feel that you have yourself tried to cover up this matter for 15 days, and you did not institute an inquiry 15 days back to find out whether this was a case where a person did misuse his position for sexual favors, whether there was an element of sexual blackmail involved, etc. You could have got to all these conclusions had you started an investigation the moment that you got the tape. But what did Arvind Kejriwal do? He did not do anything on it. He typically kept it aside. When it came into the media, he panicked, and then he puts out this fraudulent video trying to say that, oh my God, I've done so many good things, I'm acting and others have not. Then you don't even know whether he was sacked or whether he resigned. Because 24 hours after this fiasco comes into public domain, the minister in question gives a new twist saying, I resigned. Now, the the Chief Minister has not contradicted him on whether he resigned or whether he was sacked. In other words, it appears to me, Mr. Advocate Virendra Khara, that your Supreme Leader Arvind Kejriwal is acting in a very strange manner. Your leader, you're welcome, Yogendra Yadav. Your leader Arvind Kejriwal is behaving in a strange, suspicious manner. Like he's in a state of panic. Like he knew about it all this while and did not act. You understand, Mr. Khara? Arvind Kejriwal is the one looking bad in this. Yes, Mr. Khara.
Sir. Yes, sir. Please give me 1 minute.
No, I'll give you.
Don't try to level. Sir. Please don't. This is merely an allegation that Kejriwal knew this CD. That this Kejriwal had seen this CD many days before. This is simply an allegation only to defame Kejriwal. The moment Kejriwal had seen this CD, the moment the matter came into the knowledge of Kejriwal immediately sacked that minister. If Kejriwal would have been the person, if Kejriwal would have been the leader like the other parties, he would have formed a committee. He would have formed a committee. He would have explained that the committee will give the report. Only then I will take the action. But Kejriwal is a man of different type. Kejriwal thinks differently.
What different?
Kejriwal has not come to rule over the country. Kejriwal has come only to change the politics of the country. Kejriwal has come.
Reactions to that,
autocratic behavior.
The moment I will definitely like to say, the moment the matter came to the knowledge of Mr. Kejriwal, he sacked his minister. If Kejriwal would have been the person of the other parties, if Kejriwal would have been the leader like the other parties, I have previously stated that he would definitely form a committee.
Therefore,
but
Mr.
Kejriwal
Khara,
is not such a type of
Mr. Khara, my information is Sandeep Kumar was not sacked. So let's put some facts in. This minister caught in the sex CD was not sacked. He resigned by writing a letter. The letter was forwarded to the Lieutenant Governor for acceptance by Kejriwal. Do you understand how serious this is becoming? The person who's behaving in the most strange way is Kejriwal. Mr. Khara, your supreme leader.
Happened. I'll tell you what happened. It is, in all probability, Mr. Kejriwal got an advance resignation. This is very common in very
No. You're just
known to do. Narsimha Rao
that's a supposition. Why are you supposing?
Supposition.
Please give us facts if you know the facts.
I'm telling you how
we don't want to hear suppositions.
I'm telling you how things operate in Delhi.
How do you know? How do you know? Come on. Don't be patronizing.
You can ask any of those cabinet ministers who resigned during Narsimha Rao's time.
Arnab has clarified that he has fired him. Now it's in retrospect, it's a resignation. What are you talking?
This is looking very bad.
Whenever there is a chance of somebody being in some scandal, the party used to secure itself by taking an advance resignation. Be that as it may. Right now, I have a problem with Kejriwal.
Yogendra Yadav is laughing at this. Yogendra Yadav.
In panic.
This is laughing.
Because Yogendra Yadav knows the names I'm referring to. Yogendra Yadav probably knows the names I'm referring to. And there were some pretty big names who have gone on record to say some things about Narsimha Rao.
One second. The question is this, and I'd like to get Yogendra Yadav, and I'm pretty sure today, Mr. Yadav, we've been saying this since yesterday. A party can fall, a party can decline, a party can rise again. But I'm not seeing, it's like an unstoppable slide with a gaining velocity. The fall of the Aam Aadmi Party, resignation on corruption, resignation for forgery, resignation for fraud, allegations of racism, allegations of sexism, and now an open sex scandal in which the response of Arvind Kejriwal itself is under serious question. In this case, Mr. Yadav, do you believe Arvind Kejriwal has more to answer for than he can get away with an 8-minute monologue on video? Mr. Yogendra Yadav.
Arnab, I was laughing because I thought that the Aam Aadmi Party spokesperson or whoever is defending the party is not doing a favor to the party. I think the party's case can be put probably better. And in a debate, it's always fair to put the strongest possible case and then look at it. What is the strongest possible case that emerges from Arvind's tape today? He's saying, look, it was a one-time exception. The moment it comes to my notice, I take prompt action, I take very strong action, and any such thing, a whiff of it, and I am open to taking this action always. So what's wrong? We are different from others. It so happens that each one of these things is false, is incorrect. Number one, to say that this was a one-time exception, I agree. Every filter in the world can fail, but this is not the case of a good filter failing in a case. It was not even a case of a bad filter, poor system in place. It is a case where filters were systematically destroyed, and sadly and funnily, the person who took away the filters today feigns to be innocent and says, oh my God, how is it contaminated? I mean, you took away the filters and you threw away everyone who wanted filters to be placed. Prashant Bhushan and Yogendra Yadav were doing just that. They were simply saying, let's have filters.
No
in the
response.
System. They were thrown out. That's one. Number two, to say that prompt action was taken, well, we'll get to know the truth. I think it seems increasingly clear that it may have been 15-year-old, at least in the case of Mr. Asim Khan, it was at least 20 days old. That strong action was taken. What is the strong action against Mr. Jitendra Tomar? He is no longer a minister, yes, but he continues to be MLA. Mr. Asim Khan continues to be an MLA, and they are in cozy relationship. They are so cozy. Newspaper reports say that Mr. Jitendra Tomar still gets a seat on the same table as Mr. Arvind Kejriwal in the informal meetings of the party. These are newspaper reports. Mr. Kejriwal says we are different because we do no cover-up. I think something is playing tricks with his memory. Here is a report, and all of you would remember, Arnab, you would definitely remember, for 3 months Mr. Kejriwal defended Jitendra Tomar against every possible evidence. In fact, he wanted news houses and media houses to be tried. Now he says, "Maine parda kabhi nahi dala." What can be more parda than this?
Yatin, no reply.
Finally, to say we will take action. Just final thing. Finally, he says, the whiff of a scandal, we will take action. Can I suggest two things? There is an MLA called Mr. Sharad Chauhan who faces an allegation which is far more serious than the allegation against Mr. Sandeep. That case, unfortunately, sadly involves a woman committing suicide and allegations of sexual exploitation and harassment. So, a party that acts on the whiff, well, there is, I suspect, more than a whiff. And if you want one final thing, Arnab, ask anyone in your news network in Punjab, say what is the biggest thing doing rounds about the distribution of tickets, apart from money, which is of course a big thing. There are very serious allegations about organizers sent from Delhi, about how women are being treated and how sexual favors are being asked in turn for tickets in Punjab today. I'm not saying that my saying so should be seen as an evidence, and I certainly do not have a CD in my pocket. All I'm saying is that this is such a strong rumor, and a party which is so concerned, a leader who's so concerned about...
Yatin Oza, your arguments demolished tonight.
Should he not conduct an inquiry right now?
Now there was a statement, and I summarized Yogendra Yadav, the points made tonight, and Yatin Oza realizing tonight that the party that he has joined is on free fall. Yatin Oza, not only have you been silenced by the arguments that have been made by Yogendra Yadav, but uncharacteristically quiet tonight.
Please kindly don't put words in my mouth. Please don't put words in my mouth.
I am making a point.
My respect for Yogendra Yadav that I did not intervene. Had there been any other speaker, I would have intervened. I have an answer, but for the heaven's sake, don't speak something which I don't intend to speak.
So there are 3 questions
in my mouth.
Yatin Oza, there are 3 questions that he puts.
No.
Yatin Oza.
Yogendra Yadav says that he has full proof. Merely because rumors are around, you cannot put any credence. People who have a capacity to speak lie at the top of their voice, known to be liars, are capable of
who's lying here?
And defaming
Who's
people.
lying in this case?
All that they have done throughout their life, and several innocents have fallen in prey and have been victim of their activities.
Mr. Yatin Oza, instead of being dramatic about
those people, namely BJP, speak loudly, And
GVL?
Yeah.
GVL on the debate?
Please tell me.
GVL on the debate?
I think if anything, Mr. Kejriwal has set new standards in politics. He has set new standards in politics of shamelessness. I think when he is caught and when he has no option to really but to sack his ministers, he tries to make a virtue out of it. There are dozens of his MLAs who are facing serious charges in Delhi. Why is he not sacking them? Why is he not conducting inquiry against them?
Pulverized by the argument tonight.
Proceeding against them? Will he only proceed when all the evidence against them has reached the media houses?
In Gujarat also,
when the party cannot hide from embarrassment,
have been
he wants to
implicated in
take a
false
public
cases.
action,
And
he
same
wants to
thing is
engage
happening in
with all
Delhi.
these people
Police is
privately.
there. Absolute
What sort of moral
misuse,
is this?
gross abuse of the police
Kejriwal
powers
used to say,
and posting wrong
Modi
cases,
Sarkar,
false cases on the people. And
We didn't know
BJP
what he
is
was
known
referring
for
to
it.
earlier.
Thousands of people in Gujarat were
करने नहीं दे
languishing
रही
in
है।
jail for false
आप
cases
कौन
being
से काम
registered
कर रहे हैं?
against them.
पूरे जनता जान चुकी है। I think
You
this kind
have
of
double
cheap
standards.
politics that
You have
Kejriwal
double
has
standards.
resorted to.
You have
Has-
capacity, immense
he's got
capacity
completely
to
exposed.
frame
He
the
can't
people
even-
in false
he can't even
false
Yatin,
face the media.
Yatin
You
Oza.
take the bars by
Even the news
grossly
agency-
abusing
Yatin Oza.
Using the
Yatin
police
Oza.
power.
Yatin Oza, Yatin Oza, मुझे तो लगता है कि
Yes.
आप आज
Yes,
योगेंद्र
please.
यादव ने जो 3 मिनट की रिस्पांस दी उससे आप रिकवर नहीं कर पा रहे। आप जरा अपना धैर्य रखिए, शांत हो जाइए और मेरे अगले सवाल का अभी वेट कीजिए। Calm down. Yogendra Yadav on the other side. This debate is going to be interesting.
मैं बिल्कुल शांत हूँ।
This debate is going to be interesting. This debate is going to be interesting. It's only warming up.
आप जब भी मुझे मौका देंगे मैं इसका जवाब दूंगा।
आप देखिए।
I want uninterrupted 2 minutes answer.
I want
only
uninterrupted.
2 minutes
I want uninterrupted 1 minute. You will be quiet and I will ask you a question and then calm down. Relax. You're in trouble. Don't worry. When you're in trouble, don't get angry. When you're in trouble,
please.
when you are
ask
in
me
trouble,
and then give me little
when
time
you are
to
in
respond.
trouble, you are a very, very effective spokesperson. In the past, you've been a spokesperson for the BJP also. But Mr. Roza, when you're in trouble, you must take a deep breath and not get more worked up. Here's my question for you. Please listen carefully. The sex tape.
No, I'm not at all worked up. You will be rest assured.
That is your observation and I retain mine. The sex tape has opened up a Pandora of embarrassing questions for the Aam Aadmi Party and Arvind Kejriwal since certain narratives challenging the party's ethics have come up, and these questions are being raised by people like Yogendra Yadav. You can say he has his own axe to grind against Arvind Kejriwal, but he has a right to ask the question. I'm also asking questions tonight and I expect an answer from the AAP representatives and answers from Kejriwal are a must because of several reasons. Reason number 1 on the news hour tonight. Kejriwal talks of a certain criminality on the part of Sandeep Kumar. The complainant talks of the sex tape allegedly involving 2 women. Given that the insinuations could point to a very serious case, why shouldn't the Chief Minister come out and clear the air? 2, the complainant has claimed that Arvind Kejriwal knew about this tape 15 to 20 days before its release. The Chief Minister sat on any action, did nothing. I think the nation has a right to know why Kejriwal did nothing. Where are the morals of Kejriwal? Where is the man who said, I will clean up the system?
I will answer it.
Gravest compromise on moral grounds and you are accepting it?
Now, will you permit me to speak, Arnab? Arnab, will you permit me to speak?
Yeah, but if I tell you the number of people who talk about the free fall of your party, you'll be surprised.
But you are not patient enough to hear the answer. Just give me 2 minutes. It is complainant who says that Kejriwal knew. There is nothing coming on record that what he speaks is right. 1. Secondly,
come on,
when he speaks of crime, he doesn't speak of crime, which is a crime as envisaged under penal code or other law. It's a moral crime that a leader should be above board.
So moral crimes mean nothing. Yogendra Yadav, what do you say?
Which is an exemplary, which the gentleman did not, which gentleman could not do it. That is why It's
Sumanth
a crime in a
Raman is
democracy,
laughing.
not a criminal crime.
Sumanth Raman is
Because
laughing.
he has
Arnab,
not lived up to the expectation of the
Sumanth
people.
is laughing.
And
This is
it
so-
should be
this is so
appreciated.
absurd,
It should be
Arnab.
appreciated
Arnab,
that it
yesterday-
has been treated as crime,
Yesterday,
though it
Mr.
is not a
Kejriwal could have
crime.
just come out and said, a tape has been submitted to me a few days ago. We have ordered an internal inquiry and action will be taken as deemed fit. He would have still jumped the gun in terms of, being ahead of the media, exposing this tape, and at the same time, he would have bought himself time and he could have worked out a more plausible
Yes.
story instead of getting into this entire theatrical explanation. He could just have said yesterday, come out with the facts and said that he had ordered an inquiry. If he had not ordered an inquiry, then obviously the question arises, what was he doing with
He
this tape
behaved
for
in a
15 days?
suspicious way.
So it's a simple, they need
He
better,
behaved in a
media
suspicious way.
management, certainly.
My question is, Mr. One second. My question is, and I want Mr. Khara to come in on this, and then Yogendra Yadav will
I have 2
respond.
points to
Mr.
make.
Mr. Khara, and Yogendra Yadav. Mr. Khara, to you
Yes,
first.
sir. Sir, I need one
Sir,
minute.
Mr. Khara, I have a simple question.
Sir,
One
it
line.
is very-
One line question. Can you tell all the people, there are lots of people watching
yes, sir,
Newshour
yes.
tonight. In 85 countries, this program is being broadcast, and I cannot tell you how many people are tweeting and calling in on this whole subject. Mr. Khara, सीधा सवाल है कि ये अरविंद केजरीवाल इतने सस्पिशियस, स्ट्रेंज और पैनिक स्ट्रिकन मैनर में क्यों रिएक्ट कर रहे हैं इस केस पर? क्या छुपा रहे हैं वो? क्या डर है उन्हें?
सर,
वो ऐसे क्यों रिएक्ट?
सर मैं बताता हूं. I want.
Yeah, go on.
Sir,
Go on, you
Sir,
speak. Yeah.
Listen me.
No, I'm listening,
Sir,
and then Yogendra will respond.
It is very easy. Sir, it is very easy to raise little finger against Kejriwal. It is very easy to
And he raises a
level
finger
allegations
against everyone all the
Kejriwal.
time.
It has become a fashion of the day. It has become a fashion of the day to level allegations against Kejriwal and Aam Aadmi Party.
he is the one always
Is there
making allegations.
anyone to say in the country that there are 282 member parliaments who are facing the charges of adultery,
Baldeep, Bhai Baldeep.
Is there anyone to say in the country?
Arnab, this is an
is there
old
any
story.
leader?
2 years
Is
ago,
there any leader in the country
2
to
years
take
ago,
any action
2
against
people
them?
from my
Is there any leader?
constituency were put
If
in the
Kejriwal
state
takes
organizing
any
committee.
action
One was a
against
rapist and to produce fake
Sir,
bills, and the
sir,
second
if
one
Kejriwal
sold
takes
caps
action
for 10
immediately
rupees, which were given for
against
free
his member,
distribution.
against his
That was
cabinet
my
minister,
first fight.
then he is condemned.
And Arnab owes a serious apology to Prashant Bhushan, to Yogendra Yadav and I and several others whose only crime was that we were trying to keep the party clean from criminals from crowding the core positions of the party.
Yogendra.
This is nothing new. This is what our fights were, to keep the goons out of the core positions of the party.
I have previously requested.
Answer.
I have previously
I
requested
actually don't quite
that there are
understand what he
282
Mr. Khara.
member parliaments.
Mr. Khara, Yogendra Yadav आपको कुछ कहना है? Go ahead, Yogendra Yadav.
Sir.
Yeah.
Yogendra Yadav.
I wanted to respond,
yes, sir.
but honestly, to be absolutely honest, from the last 5 or 7 minutes, I have not picked a single question that I can answer, but let me try. I agree with Mr. Oja and with Mr. Khara that it is easy to point fingers at Aam Aadmi Party, that others whose records are not so clean are very happily raising questions. But may I say, sir, that the moment you say, I'm Mr. Clean, the moment you say, we are starting a new party which would be qualitatively different from everyone else in the world, you are inviting people to scrutinize you more than anyone else. This applies to Arvind Kejriwal, and I concede this would apply to me, this would apply to Prashant Bhushan. Anyone who talks of cleanliness in public life invites greater scrutiny and attention than anyone else, and it is silly to complain about it. Second, about your claim that Aam Aadmi Party's inappropriateness compares favorably with BJP's inappropriateness, with Congress's inappropriateness, I would not even argue with you. Maybe it is. As they say in Hindi, 19-21 ka farak hai. If you say Aam Aadmi Party is still 21 over Congress and BJP is 19, maybe that is the case. But that argument itself destroys your party's claims, because the whole point was not to be 19-21. The whole point was to be qualitatively different. And the day you begin to say, oh my God, BJP also has this thing, Congress also does it, you have put yourself at the same level. You have lost
Yatin
the distinguishing mark. And by doing so, you have destroyed
I agree. You cannot
Lakhs
justify
of people in this country had for the first time
justify it by saying that he has done wrong.
Politics.
So my wrong should be condoned. No. That's not our argument.
Unfortunately,
that's not our argument, Yogendra ji. That's not our argument. That because Congress and BJP has done wrong, our wrong should be condoned. Or our wrong is a lesser wrong as compared to BJP.
But that's Kejriwal's argument. That's not we are submitting.
No,
I'm sorry, but that is exactly Kejriwal's argument.
And it is better.
Did you not see?
It is better.
Did you not see?
It is better BJP remain in its bounds and don't come out and dig the personal problems. Ultimately, what today we are discussing is somebody's personal life. Which is wrong, immoral. I agree. But should not be a matter of debate.
No, it should
Once the personal life of BJP leaders are opened up, they are in trouble, let me tell you.
No, 1 second. It's not a question of individual's personal life. GVL has the right to respond to that, but that's not the issue.
Why should we go into anybody's personal life?
The issue is...
It may be wrong.
The issue
is... The man has not lived up to expectation.
Sir, the issue is... The
man has not lived up to expectation.
The issue is...
The man should not have done it. No society, no civilized society should countenance it. I agree.
Being dramatic.
But there has to be some limit to stretch it.
You are being dramatic. Your image is at an all-time low.
Absolutely not dramatic. Arnab, I am only responding to your dramatics.
No, Mr. Rosa, calm down. I'm telling you, when you're in trouble, never overreact. You see, reflect. Think today. Think today. Introspect. Mr. Oza, 1 minute. Mr. Oza, I have a lot of regard for you. Just wait a while. Reflect. Think about what Yogendra is saying. I have disagreed with Yogendra fundamentally on zillions of issues for a long time. But I will agree with him today to say that what is he saying? You said you are a principle of your party is being a party with a difference. Now Minister Asim Ahmed is sacked for corruption. Arvind Kejriwal in his 48-day stint as Chief Minister took a moral high ground, said I will put an end to corruption. Kejriwal should reflect, given it the same party in 237 days after being elected to power had to remove its own minister for corruption. Kejriwal, who after a string of denials and failed attempts to defend his former Education Minister Jitendra Tomar over allegations that he forged educational qualifications, and he had to sack the minister in June 2015. He should reflect about why he had to sack the minister on forgery. He should reflect about Somnath Bharti.
So he is honest.
He should reflect about Somnath Bharti.
To his commitment of clean administration.
What clean administration?
And instead of protecting them, he sacked them off.
What rubbish? You'll sack your whole ministry and then...
Had anybody else been there, the ministers would have continued and they would have been defended.
What logic? Monika Arora is on the debate. Monika Arora.
Who finds something wrong in his ministers and immediately chucks them out.
Okay, Monika Arora.
What's wrong about it?
I'll tell you what's wrong about it. I'll tell you in one sentence what's wrong about it. By your definition, therefore, Manmohan Singh was the cleanest prime minister in this country. It only happened that under his time, 6 of the biggest scams in the country happened, and he sacked Kalmadi, he sacked D. Raja, A. Raja, he sacked many others, he sacked the Maran. Can by the same logic, would you say that the Congress party government UPA 2 was the cleanest?
This analogy is absolutely absurd.
It is.
This analogy is absolutely absurd.
No, Monika Arora is on the
There were criminal acts. There were criminal acts where state exchequer.
Monika is on the debate.
Where the state exchequer was affected.
Come on.
And were criminal acts.
The people of Delhi have a right to ask Mr. Kejriwal that Mr. Kejriwal, you came on the plank of cleaning the system to give a Bhrashtachar Mukt Delhi to people of Delhi. But 50% of ministers you had to sack. What about your choice? Out of 6 ministers, 3 have been removed.
Why did you take away ACB from him?
And secondly, I have strong objection to the word. Firstly, what you use,
ACB is with the Delhi government.
It is his personal life. If this was his personal life, then why Arvind Kejriwal called him a rotten fish? Why your party Arvind Kejriwal without any
away from him?
This was not
Why
a
did you
personal
keep his
life.
wings?
And may I
And now you
also
are
say
blaming
one
him?
more thing. This case needs an inquiry, a full-fledged inquiry, that the girl involved, was this CD made with her consent?
Was it a case of
Or
blackmail?
she hasn't blackmailed thereafter?
Yes.
Or she was forced to go into sexual favors because of his official position. Was there any undue coercion, undue pressure on the female or not? Why has not any inquiry been conducted into it? Why hurriedly?
Sanjay Hegde,
what you
Sanjay Hegde is
say
on the
is
debate.
before
Sanjay
it
in the middle,
came
please.
into the
Sanjay.
media.
Listen, Sanjay,
And
listen.
You
we have-
had to
Monika,
immediately
we have to
sack
ask
him.
a few questions. I agree we need an inquiry. We need an inquiry to find out, was it a current CD? Secondly, what
You cannot have
what
criminals
was the lady doing there?
No, you cannot have an inquiry after sacking.
But
I'm sorry, what a cover-up.
Why not?
What a damage control operation.
Why not?
I'll tell you why.
Listen,
he
Jai,
had 15
Jai, just a
days
minute.
to conduct an
Don't-
inquiry. When the
have
CD
you
came to
realized the
him,
damage
he
you're
should
doing to the
immediately
woman?
have
Have you
started
realized the
initiated an
damage you're doing
inquiry
to the woman?
and suspended him.
Have you
But
realized
he
the
sat
damage
over
you're
the
doing to the
matter.
woman just
he
for your
tried
politics?
to control the
For your
damage.
politics.
And once the
For your
CD reached the
politics.
LG's
Are
office,
you-
it had to be exposed in media
Has the
in
woman
half an hour.
complained? No.
He immediately,
The
without
woman has
any
not
inquiry,
complained.
without suspension, he simply
Monika,
sacked him,
please answer
called him a
this.
rotten fish.
Monica,
So that's why what is the reality? 15 days or half an hour. That reality has to be seen.
What?
Did the
It's
woman
not about
complain or did her
complaining, you
husband
see?
complain?
What?
If it
No.
yes,
Section
is it a question of
166
consensual
Bhai,
sex?
Baldeep.
clearly
Baldeep.
says
It is a question
that a
of
public
consensual
servant
sex.
who
Monica,
disobeys
just
the
a
law
moment.
Question of
with the
consent.
intent to
Bhai
cause
Baldeep, Bhai Baldeep,
injury
Sanjay.
can be punished, imprisoned till 1 year.
Was a
You see,
dirty warrior or a
You
blackmailer.
cannot,
No, are you waiting
clean
for
the
somebody to
country
complain?
with an army of crooks
No,
and criminals
He's a
and
chief
liars
minister
and
with a
cheats.
difference. He always
Monica,
says
hold
so.
on.
Listen,
Monica,
What is
one
the
minute.
difference
Hold
here?
on a minute. Monica, hold
If
on.
the
I want to
woman
make
did
2
not
points.
complain, it's her private life. I'm
Bhai
not
Baldeep.
speaking of the public official.
See,
I'm speaking of
It
the
is
2 years
not
ago, 2.25
private
years
life.
ago,
You were
Mr.
Minister
Oja, hold
of
on.
Women and
Hold on,
Child
Mr. Oja.
Welfare.
What's wrong, Mr.
What
Oja?
was my
Sanjay.
fight in Punjab?
Servant.
woman's private
My
life.
fight
How can
was
you
to
drag that?
keep
This
out
could have
rapists,
been
criminals and liars and
blackmail.
cheats.
Monica.
Drag the woman
They were,
private
they were
Bhai Baldeep.
inducted into the
public
state
property.
organizing
Are you a public
committee.
person? Or are you just
That was
merely
shocking.
blackmailing?
And because we complained
that-
against
how
it,
can
we
you
fought
drag the
against
woman's
bringing in
public
rapists,
life?
criminals
How
and
can you
crooks
drag the
into the
woman's
state
private life?
organizing
Mr. Khara.
committee
Mr.
as
Khara.
colleagues.
Mr.
We
Khara.
were suspended from the party.
Mr. Khara.
Arvind Kejriwal owes an apology to all those, including Prashant Bhushan,
sir.
Yogendra Yadav, Arnab Kumar, Ajit Jha, I, Dr. Gandhi and others who were only trying to keep goons and criminals and crooks and cheats and liars from coming in, building and making the core of the party. They've corrupted the party and this is the fruit. Where is the apology to us all? Who were only who you see, you cannot clean the country if your hands are corrupt. You cannot have an army of crooks and claim set about to clean the country. This is mockery of even the term mockery. This is ridiculous. One day after another, we are seeing people fall, and these are the very people that we forewarned. Do not give them tickets. Do not make them ministers. And this is what you have. And that is the insult of the party and the principles and the very dream that we all set about.
Is it true? Is it true, Mr. Khara? Is it true, Mr. Khara? Is it true, Mr. Khara? Mr. Khara, my question to you is, Mr. Khara, my question. Mr. Khara is responding.
I'm
Mr.
telling you, ask Arvind
Mr.
Kejriwal, he
Mr. Khara.
apologized to me on the 8th of August 2014.
Sir, 1 minute,
because
1
a
minute,
rapist
1
was
minute.
brought into the state organizing committee of Punjab. Someone who was selling caps. I gave in my campaign for free distribution, who was selling for ₹10 in the railway coach factory in Kapurthala. He was made a colleague of mine in the state organizing committee. And because I took a stand, I'm suspended from the party.
Are you saying an alleged
What are you
rapist?
talking?
Are you saying an alleged rapist?
You
or
have
a convicted
insulted the
rapist?
party. You've insulted us all.
You're saying an alleged rapist?
Do not talk about principles.
You're saying an alleged rapist was brought
Sir,
into the party? 1 second.
Yes.
You're saying an alleged
From
rapist.
Patti.
Sir,
He was in jail for 8-9 months.
Sir, it is
For rape?
horrible to
He
say
was
that
made
the opposition parties are
faking
for rape,
bills.
that whatsoever they
I
are stating
refuse
against
to
Mr.
sit in the
Kejriwal.
state organizing
Sir, it is
committee's
horrible.
meetings because of that. He was in prison.
Sir,
Check his records.
Sir, it is horrible to say. Sir, it is horrible to say that opposition parties are
Yes, of
thinking
course.
that whatsoever they are speaking against Kejriwal, that whatsoever they are speaking against Aam Aadmi
Oh,
Party
listen, don't
is
give us
supposed to
this
be
crap.
only truth.
Sorry.
And is nothing but the truth.
Don't give
on
us
the other
this,
hand,
please.
on the
I'm
other hand,
sharing
the
notes with
opposite
you.
parties are
Ask
thinking
Arvind,
that
ask
whatsoever
Raghav
being
Chadda,
explained
ask Dilip Kumar,
by the Aam
ask
Aadmi
Manish
Party
Sisodia.
or by Kejriwal.
What are you talking?
Yatin knows
that
that.
memory.
Yatin knows
Only
that.
lie and nothing but the lie.
That is nonsense.
BJP representative.
This is horrible.
I will not
People
talk
were
to you.
attacking
Bring
Mr.
Arvind
Modi in the
Kejriwal
live
in a live
manner as they
debate
are
with me.
attacking today Mr. Kejriwal.
They have
So I
destroyed
find
Punjab,
Kejriwal's future
the
to be
Punjab
very
party.
bright. I personally feel
What
I have
bright?
faced this
You need
situation
bright people.
defending
You need
Honorable
an
the Prime
army
Minister,
of
then the
bright
Chief
people
Minister
to
of Gujarat.
promise a bright future for the country.
Everybody used to corner him from
You
all
cannot have
angles.
dark
Today,
people.
same
You cannot have people
thing.
with
So
smeared
it's
faces.
an indication of things to follow.
And claim that you will
Everybody
represent the
sees
country.
Kejriwal as his enemy because the speed with which his popularity grows,
I have not
the
called him
speed
my
with
enemy.
which his
I have
acceptability in the people is recognized,
Nobody is a
that
friend of
everybody
his
is joining
enemy, my
hands to
friend.
target him.
Do not put words in my mouth. I did not call him my enemy. He's a colleague of
Everybody
mine.
wants to target Kejriwal because to stop him
Mr. Roja, can
today
you
is
come up with some
unstoppable.
substance? Arnab,
He's
this
becoming
is
darling
not a
of the
debate.
crowd. More particularly poor people, downtrodden people. They see a ray of hope in
Excuse
Kejriwal.
me.
And
We have all people who worked in the country. We have all served the country all these decades. Don't give us this nonsensical lecture.
And paint him in a people's image.
So-
little lower.
So in your view-
India is
But
still
nobody is
rich.
going to succeed.
Messiahs are born
He is
every
a
day.
very
Not
honest
one person is
administrator.
that.
His honesty is
India
worth
is a very rich
appreciating.
country.
Instead of finding out some faults here or there of
अरे
no,
substance
of no
दिखाइए
avail,
ना, substance
better
दिखाइए.
concentrate and
जो
discuss
चोरों
on
के
vital
खिलाफ
and
शिकायत की
important issues of the
थी,
nation.
स्टेट ऑर्गेनाइजिंग कमेटी में उनको सेरा बना के बिठाया है.
and targeting one person
दिखाइए
who
ना.
wants to bring cleanliness to the system and who wants to make India a corruption-free nation.
Nobody is questioning
A question
I'm
is,
talking about the decisions, the
I
faulty
take
decision
question
making.
two.
Not even double standards,
I
multiple
am going
standards.
concluding tonight with question 2 of 3 questions. Yogendra Yadav puts in a statement on the sex tape controversy. I get Yogendra Yadav back. He's laughing away on this debate. I don't know.
Sir, let me explain. Give me 1 minute. Sir,
बहुत हो गया ओझा जी, अब सवाल सुनने दीजिए
crackerless
कुछ।
Khara.
in India
की
has
बात
got
होने
a
दीजिए
complaint.
आप।
In India has got a complaint against Kejriwal, against Aam Aadmi Party. But every honest and every intelligent and every hard worker needs Kejriwal, needs Aam Aadmi Party. And I will like to explain that criminal, corrupt and characterless are very few in number in India, and other parties who are honest, intelligent,
Okay,
and
I have
hard
a question
worker,
for you,
they are
Mr.
large in
Khara.
number. They need
Mr.
Kejriwal.
Khara, can I ask you?
let me-
Can I ask you
give me the
something? Can I
question. Give
ask
me
you
the question.
something, Mr. Khara?
Give me the question.
Mr. Khara, I'm asking you
Yes, sir.
something.
Yes.
You
please,
said
please,
criminal,
please.
corrupt, and characterless.
Please, sir.
You use the word criminal, corrupt, and characterless are a very,
Yes.
very small
They are
number.
both Kejriwal.
Small number in the country. Can I ask you why criminal, corrupt, and characterless are such a large
Yes.
number in the Aam Aadmi Party? Why are criminal, corrupt, and characterless such a large
No,
number in the Aam
there is
Aadmi
none. There is none. If such person, sir,
you know-
if such
you know-
a person is found in the Aam Aadmi Party, he is being expelled.
No, what have
He
you
is being sacked.
No, what have you done? What have
Aam
you-
Aadmi Party has only come in the country with this mandate that they will never tolerate any criminality, any
Now nobody
characterless
believes
persons,
you
any
see.
corrupt persons in the politics.
Now that was your marketing slogan.
Sir, everybody
that
believes
was
us.
your marketing
Sir,
slogan when you
everybody believes us.
started.
As I
It
previously
was a good
stated, as I have
marketing slogan.
Previously stated.
But it was a good marketing slogan. People have seen it. It was a fraudulent line. You
Marketing slogan.
defrauded people
But sir, it
using
is
that
not-
line.
Sir,
People
it
have
is
seen
not
it
a
now.
Slogan. It is reality. It is not a slogan. It is a reality.
No, if it's a reality, then please
Don't
tell
take it
me.
as a slogan.
If it is a reality, if it is a reality, then why can it be explained why Mr. Kejriwal for only 344 days back took a moral high ground in the domestic violence case against Aam Aadmi Party MLA Somnath Bharti, calling him an embarrassment to the party, and he took a 180-degree U-turn when he defended the same MLA in December 2014 with regard to the Khirki raid, when he said you won't find such a minister in India. At that time when we were asking questions of Somnath Bharti, he was attacking us. See, I'm telling you the facts. And also understand, your party started by doing dharna politics. I want you to reflect on why, ahead of Independence Day 2016, the dharna master Arvind Kejriwal banned all dharnas outside his own house. He said, if you do a dharna outside my house, I'll put you in jail. No, I'll give you one more example. So I'll tell you a third or fourth more example. Kejriwal, after a string of denials, and failed attempts to defend. No, one sec.
Sir, he is not a dharna master.
He was a dharna master. No, what else was he expert at? He was a master of dharnas. Then now he says, if you do a dharna outside my house, I'll put you in jail.
No, he is not a dharna master. Sir, he is not a dharna master. Don't call him a dharna master.
The questions are being put in the context of your being a party with a difference. That's all. I'm going back to Yogendra Yadav, question number 2. Yogendra Yadav, your second question today. You say that 3 of the 6 ministers have been sacked, 1 for forgery, 1 for bribery, and the 3rd for adultery. But all 3 of them continue to be members of the Aam Aadmi Party and also enjoy a senior status in the party. What stops the AAP from removing them? Would removing them make the point stronger? Yogendra Yadav.
Arnab, just also add to the point of who have actually been suspended. While these 3 worthies and Mr. Somnath Bharti have not been removed or suspended from the party, continue to be the inner coterie of the Chief Minister, continue to enjoy his confidence. The person who has been suspended is Dharamveer Gandhi, perhaps the most honest person this party has in Punjab. He has been suspended. So the criteria of punishment is not what you do. The criteria is loyalty. Loyalty, especially at a moment when the party is doing something wrong. That's when you test the loyalty, and someone who's willing to stand by you when you are wrong is rewarded. Others who warn you, alert you, or criticize you are thrown out. That's a simple fact. But at the end of this debate, Arnab, I heard very carefully. I just want to say 2 things. I actually agree. I think Mr. Khara makes a very valuable point that India very badly needs the idea of what was Aam Aadmi Party, a party with a difference, a party free of all these things. The one point where Mr. Khara perhaps makes a mistake is that he continues to believe that that is Aam Aadmi Party. The evidence is simply, it's a mountain of evidence to suggest that this is no longer the case, sadly so. Second, I would alert Mr. Oja, please do not replace arguments about propriety with argument of numbers and popularity. That's a very dangerous slope. You cannot defend, you cannot say something is right or wrong because someone who spoke that is popular, got these many seats, got these many numbers. Arnab knows my views about Gujarat riots. I've said it repeatedly. No matter how many times BJP wins Gujarat elections, but that does not become a justification. I heard it. I may have heard it wrongly. Ojaji, I heard that in the debate. Probably it was not you, in which case I apologize. It's someone who said that, and I just want to say to whoever who said this is a very dangerous argument. And finally, I want to say, if I feel very sad at the end of this debate, it is not just because of what Sandeep did. You can have all kinds of arguments about that. I feel sad not only because of the kind of justification that Arvind offered today, which is beginning to sound so hollow. You know, it's like the Babas that you see. When you listen to their spiritual discourse, you are floored. Then you get an entry into the inside room and you happen to look into Baba's bedroom and you come back puking. That, I'm afraid, is what it is now beginning to become. But that's not what makes me most sad. What makes me very sad is that parties like Congress and BJP now begin to talk morality.
GBL.
crime of Aam Aadmi Party is that it has brought parties which had no claim of morality. It has given them ground once again to be able to speak about morality.
BJP.
That is something that makes me so sad.
Arvind Kejriwal today sounds like a cousin of Rahul Gandhi. I think the kind of defense that Congress party puts up when Vadra faces allegations, Arvind Kejriwal comes up with similar stunts. And what has taken Congress party 70 years for degeneration?
What are you talking?
Arvind Kejriwal has achieved in just 17 months.
Kejriwal?
17 months. You see, the Aam Aadmi Party is a microscope, is a mini Congress today. It represents everything negative about politics, like the Congress Party. Aam Aadmi Party is mini Congress today.
Kejriwal would not say that he is facing allegations like Vadra. Where are we reading the
defense of Aam Aadmi Party is similar to the Congress. AAP is now mini Congress. This is what people of Delhi have already realized.
Kejriwal is facing allegations like
however much you try and defend Ojha, you won't find takers. Because Kejriwal has achieved what Rahul Gandhi took several years to achieve in Congress.
Please, for the heaven's sake, don't encourage
to get to a level of shamelessness.
Let us be honest.
To make the party outrightly corrupt.
Yatin Oza, let me
defend every wrongdoing in the party.
Yatin Oza. Yatin Oza, last point. And before I close,
an intellectual discussion.
Right, before I close.
Vadra to be put at par with Kejriwal.
Okay, that point was made by GVL. Now, before I close, just a small point.
What do you expect? Your party has degenerated worse than that.
Okay.
I think fake degrees in 17 months. You have fake
Mr. Oza,
women leaders being harassed
Mr. Oza,
and forced to commit
whole
suicide.
nation would laugh at you.
Arnab,
no.
Strongest objectionable critic of Kejriwal will laugh at you.
Okay. Now my last question. Last question to you.
Senses and talk.
Mr. Oza, last question.
Your defense is no different.
Mr. Oza, last question to you. Last question, okay? Only to Mr. Oza. Mr. Oza, I want to ask you. I'm going to give you 1 minute. I'm going to give you 1 minute. I am going to be specially nice to the Aam Aadmi Party today. I am going to give the Aam Aadmi Party 1 minute to tell the people of India why, despite the forgers, despite the frauds, despite the alleged rapists, as Mr. Bhai Baldeep says, despite the corrupt, despite the criminal, and despite the sex scandal, the AAP continues to be a party with a difference. Please.
It is a party with a difference. Definitely. The governance is absolutely honest one, efficient two, and I, without any hesitation, say that BJP is a party which is known to
I thank you all. I thank you all for joining me on debate number 2. Ladies and gentlemen, on the Newshour tonight. Thank you very much, Yatin Oza. See you again next time. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you.